It's Monday, May 12th. Sad discovery. The body of missing Quebec hiker Leo Dufour has been found nearly 6 months after he went missing in New York's Adirondack Mountains.
I think the cabinet's going to be shaped by two themes: change and crisis.
Getting to work, Prime Minister Mark Carney will name his new cabinet tomorrow. It's his second cabinet in as many months.
We'll move their tariffs down 115%.
Tariff rollback. The U.S. and China, the two biggest economies in the world, have agreed to a major de-escalation in their trade war.
Brandlin for hits, enters the zone, Ranton waits, Deeks again, scores!
Not their night. The Jets and Maple Leafs both losing on Sunday. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada, and welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
I'm Kelsey McEwen. Hope you had a great weekend. Happy belated Mother's Day
Yes.
to both of you and to you at home as well.
Yes. Let's get into the news. Lots to talk about on this Monday morning. The body of a missing hiker from Quebec has now been found in New York State. 22-year-old Leo Dufour had set off on a hike in the Adirondacks on November 29th, and he vanished. A week later, a search and rescue mission turned to a recovery mission because of the conditions. Officials say a group of hikers found his body Saturday off a mountain trail. A weekend car crash has killed 5 people in Falmouth, Nova Scotia. It happened late Saturday night in the Annapolis Valley. Police say 2 cars, both traveling eastbound, crashed. The drivers of both vehicles and 2 passengers were pronounced dead at the scene. Another person was pronounced dead at the hospital. A 6th person from BC is in critical condition. The cause of the crash is under investigation. People in Adams Cove were back home over the weekend to see the damage caused by wildfire.
We drove down as far as we could down Beggs Road, and it was an inferno. I couldn't see anything. There was fire, smoke.
It's just devastating. So the fire that tore through the community, it is now out. 45 structures destroyed. 12 of those structures were homes. As the recovery begins, there are also concerns about water quality, air quality as well. The cause of the fire, we don't know yet. As of yesterday, Newfoundland and Labrador have seen 61 wildfires this season. That is a higher number than usual. Meanwhile, there are 2 active wildfires burning right now in Quebec. Quebec's Forest Fire Protection Agency says both fires are under control. The agency has raised its fire danger rating as snow melts and conditions dry up. Quebec has sent water bombers to help fight fires in Ontario and Saskatchewan. This is the first time Quebec has sent out its water bombers to help since the LA wildfires in January. In other news today, Prime Minister Mark Carney will name a new cabinet tomorrow, and change is likely to be one of the main themes.
We see a very similar team between Trudeau and Carney. The Conservatives will say, look, it's just Trudeau all over again. I think, it'll be interesting to see who Carney brings in that's new.
Regional representation could play a factor since there are now seats in every province. A number of high-profile new MPs to watch for include former advisor Tim Hodgson, École Polytechnique shooting survivor Nathalie Provost, former Quebec Finance Minister Carlos Leto, former Vancouver Mayor Gregor Robertson, former Saskatchewan Minister Buckley Belanger, and former broadcaster, you'll see him in a second, that would be Evan Solomon. Meanwhile, time will tell how many ministers Mark Carney might pick from the Trudeau government. This morning, the U.S. and China announced a deal to significantly slash the tariffs the 2 countries have placed on each other.
We have reached an agreement on a 90-day pause.
Under this pause, this deal right now, the U.S. and China will reduce tariffs by 115%. For now. Even with the cut, that still leaves a 30% U.S. tariff on goods from China. China's tariff on U.S. imports goes to 10%. This agreement comes after a weekend of talks in Switzerland. Now, this deal comes into effect Wednesday, and it is set to last for 90 days Both sides say they do plan to keep talking. Meanwhile, markets around the world are rallying on this news. Shares are up in Asia and Europe. On Wall Street, the Dow is up about 850 points in pre-market trading. The Nasdaq, meantime, is up more than 760 points. Oil prices and the U.S. dollar also rallying this morning. China's ambassador to Canada says he's optimistic relations between the two countries can get back on track.
So in order to rebuild mutual trust and deepen the trust between our two sides, both sides should make joint efforts to build up positive factors in our relationship.
In an interview on CTV's Question Period with Vashi Kapelos, Ambassador Wang Di says China and Canada can move past what he calls normal differences. Canada and China are locked in a trade war right now. Ottawa hit China with tariffs on EVs as well as steel and aluminum. China retaliated with tariffs on Canadian canola and other agricultural products. Ambassador Wang says China is hoping to meet with Prime Minister Carney's new government as soon as possible. Let's talk sports. The Dallas Stars now hold a 2-1 series lead over Winnipeg after Game 3.
Sam Steele over the line. Rantanen cuts to the middle. Pass for Petrovic, and Rantanen got a shot away, and it bounces in off of Petrovic.
Bit of a controversial moment, though, right? People are talking about this. Officials looked over this Stars goal for more than 5 minutes before saying, yeah, it's a goal, it should count. The issue was whether Petrovic kicked the puck into the net to give the Stars the lead. The final decision was that Jets goalie Connor Hellebuck propelled the puck into his own net. So Game 3 ended up being 5-2 for the Stars. Game 4 goes tomorrow night in Dallas.
Bennett with Verhaeghe. Bennett drives it, moves it, he scores!
Tough loss for Leafs. Game 4, shutout 2-0. Now the series is tied at 2. Sam Bennett put the icing on the cake for the Panthers in Game 4. Really struggled in the first period to generate offense, really actually for most of the night. Spent a lot of time in the penalty box. Fans will be hoping that changes, of course. Back at home, Game 5 goes Wednesday. Archaeologists excavating a former fish market in Barcelona have made a really cool discovery.
We need to recover element by element, and for that we need to clean very well the sand of the walls of the wood.
She has no head, just arms. That's what it felt like there. They have found the wreck of a ship that may have sunk off the coast around 500 years ago. The team here's the story. The team discovered the stern of this large ship. A good portion of it was found at a depth of 5 meters below sea level, which I had to double check that. I was like, only 5 meters? But yeah, 5 meters, because it was under that fish market. Well preserved. Archaeological remains underwater are rare, so this is a huge win and a huge find for shipwreck enthusiasts. Really for everybody. It's really cool.